Morning, everyone. It's the weekly live stream from the Age Diversity Forum. Welcome. My name's Steve Anderson. I'm the Chief Exec at the Age Diversity Forum, and it's been a busy week, and I think it's going to get busier. Unfortunately, my usual Editor-in-Chief, Sadie, is not with me today. It's been, such a busy week leading up to next Friday, June 11th, which is Champion Age Diversity Day. And I wanted to speak a little bit more about that today and to create more awareness and to invite everyone to participate in some way. But first and foremost, we are doing these live streams to raise awareness for age diversity in the workplace. Unfortunately, age diversity does seem to be lower on the priority list when organisations consider the inclusion agenda. Age is not foremost in thinking, in strategy and planning. But as an organisation, we're here to, look at the challenges for age in the workplace and help organisations take those steps towards developing strategy, developing policy, developing good practice in the workplace, so organisations get the benefit of an age diverse workforce. And it's not just about the old workers, about the multi-generational groups that now work in the workplace. We can have 2, 3, 4, 5 different generational groups. It's about optimizing that collaborative opportunity to get multi-generational groups coming together, working together, sharing knowledge, sharing experience, sharing know-how, to not create just a great place to work, but be really a powerful influence on performance of the business, of the opportunities within the workplace. That means everyone succeeds. The business, the economy, but for every individual involved, feeling that sense of self-worth, that contribution, it really is a fantastic opportunity to showcase what the organisation is all about. So, Age Diversity Forum, we're here to, meet that challenge, to help organisations through our Champion Age Diversity programme. And we welcome organisations, we invite organisations to join in, to invest in that commitment, in that consideration for age in the workplace. Every week, we normally look at some, what's going on in the world in terms of some topical interest. And as I say, what's first and foremost in our minds at the moment in terms of topical is the June 11th Champion Age Diversity Day. But there was just something I noticed in the last couple of days through someone's LinkedIn feed. In the UK, there was an article in the national press talking about some of the legislation processes that are going on, and it was sort of saying due to COVID that there's been more legal cases come forward for ageism in the workplace. It talked about percentage, something like 70% more. I think maybe that's starting from a pretty low base because generally in the UK anyway, that we don't see that many legal challenges, to be honest. And there has been more evidence of that in the US in recent times, and we see some high profile organizations being challenged in the legal process for alleged ageism in the workplace. There's apparently been more in that in the UK. I think it's surrounded by some unemployment figures where, across the globe with the COVID pandemic, unemployment is one of those unfortunate factors of the pandemic. Certainly true in the UK from statistics from the Office for National Statistics that the over 50s, the older age group, has been, significantly adversely affected, at least almost as much as some of the younger end of the working population. And that's where I think we need to have a more complete view of all generations and find solutions for capacity, for inclusion across all age groups. And we spoke a bit about this last week, and you can check back on previous shows on our YouTube channel. So please invite you to do that. But the whole multi-generational aspect and how different generations are affected in various ways. If you are regular viewers of this live or post the live show, you'll know that Sadie, our editor-in-chief, is a recent college graduate, and we'll know that from some of our conversations that there's various tactics, let's put it that way, around age being suggested and guided in the educational environment at a younger age that are almost, intrinsically putting barriers into people's minds of that their age is, can have a negative impact on when they're applying for new roles and new opportunities. And, that's shocking in some ways. And, we thought that was only reserved for older people. And, I don't want to dismiss the challenges towards older people, particularly when they're released from the workplace and their route back into employment is difficult. And I mentioned our champion partner program. A big part of that program is reconsidering the recruitment process, but going beyond that to when an employer has valuable skills and experience within the workforce, how to retain that, how to continue professional and personal development, and to look to engage a more cohesive workforce that really gets the benefits of all those multi-generational groups and actually becomes business imperative to the success of the business. And if we can do that, then everyone achieves value, and actually more jobs are created, busting one of those myths that, older people take the jobs of the young. Actually, if we get all age groups working together, we can enhance job opportunities for everyone. So this article was reflecting on, I say, some percentage increases. I'm sure that's from a pretty low base anyway, but just the fact that it was being recognised is showing, more awareness of the age agenda, which is good, and we like, any conversation about age we think is a good thing, as an organisation. That's why we're here. We want to make a difference. We're here to, challenge perception, challenge thinking, challenge good practice, taking age beyond that 3-letter word in a policy statement somewhere, because it is in legislation and it is as illegal, as unjust, it's as wrong to be biased and discriminative against age as against other protected characteristics. So we need to amplify the message. That's why we began our hashtag Making a Noise campaign this year. It's absolutely to showcase and amplify the message of age diversity. So we really want organisations to get involved and to be considerate for age. Bring it up the strategy profile. Even if it's just the thinking. And actually, for our June 11th event, Champion Age Diversity Day, if you go to our website, actually, within the website, one of the tabs at the top will take you to the dedicated page for June 11th. And within that page, we have some resources and some suggested activities that individuals, organisations can get involved in, and freely as well. All the resources that are downloadable. We've got things like posters and web digital banners, and even got t-shirts and t-shirt designs. And all of this, by the way, is generated from listening and working with our champion partners around the world. And it is around the world. Really pleased to say that the Age Diversity Forum is being seen as that vehicle for change for age diversity. And we're based in the UK, but we have a partnership and organisation being led by Jim Tabazinski in the US, We have international organisations from Amsterdam to Australia who are taking on the consideration for age diversity in the workplace, using the age diversity forum and the champion programme to really raise that awareness and that profile, and taking it from awareness to practice. So this is what Champion Age Diversity Day is all about. Yes, raising awareness. Yes, recognising age diversity is a protected characteristics. In many countries, it's a legally protected characteristics. But go beyond the moral compass of it's the right thing to do, that it's actually business imperative, and particularly as we transition, as the world transitions out of the global pandemic, we hear, I was going to say majority, but probably without exception, organisations thinking about that transition, how to, to at least be sustainable through that period, but be successful beyond it. And those organisations are thinking about purpose, about reputation, about inclusion, how inclusion can be the core thread and core value that not only takes their organisation forward, but is seen to be an organisation that people want to do business with. So whether that's business to business, or whether it's looking at the consumer base, looking at the market opportunities and reflecting that market to get buy-in to their services, to products. So by having that diverse workforce, there can be design and innovation towards products and services that the market wants to buy into and invest in. So it's a really important facet of the economic development over the next period. As I say, we come out of transition, we've all got used to different ways of working. So how do we, maximize the opportunities of some of the good things that come out from that? Things like technology that we use to interact and communicate, not just internally, but how do we disseminate those messages and those opportunities, those market opportunities, those buying opportunities, internationally, and how do we ensure that everyone within the workplace has that sense of value, that sense of participation within the organisation. So let's widen that participation. Let's look at integrating, as I say, these multi-generational work groups, because age gives that unique opportunity, not because it's multi-generational, but actually if you think about the protected characteristic environment and diversity inclusion agenda, age is probably, and I would say this, I know one or two of the others say it as well, but age is unique in that it does absolutely cross over all other protected characteristics. Everyone is of an age. So if we consider to implement and with an ambition for inclusion and equality in recruitment, equality in training and development, equality in being retained, and, for promotions, for opportunities, we're of an age. So it's really a fantastic, if we can look at inclusion through the lens of age, it's a fantastic opportunity to consolidate, almost create some, economies of scale. Terrible business term to throw into this, but it really does give an opportunity for a wider consideration of inclusion through the age lens. So more organisations are thinking about this now. We absolutely see that with organisations that are getting involved in June 11th, people that come to us directly. Indirectly, we're finding out organisations are doing stuff. Organisations that are beyond our partner program, and we absolutely welcome that, obviously. And if organisations take and individuals take that step towards recognising champion age diversity on June 11th, then obviously we invite organisations to continue that insight, that thought process, those activities, those actions throughout the rest of the year. And please come and talk to us about how we can help with that planning and that implementation. We'd welcome that. So on June 11th, as I say, I'll direct you towards our website. There's the main website address there. and you'll see the Champion Age Diversity Day site. Sorry, the dedicated page within that site. June 11th, we encourage everyone to participate. And within that web page, we talk about what's important, obviously. And as I say, there's some downloads. All this is free, by the way. And all it takes is some will and some intent to get involved. And that's what we're asking you to do. So, but some of those downloads, there's some posters, there's some, I say, t-shirts designed. Some of our partners are having t-shirts printed and to be involved with it within the workplace on that day, which is fantastic. We've got some digital media downloads that can be used, banners that can be used in web pages, on email signatures, stuff like that. Absolutely encourage all of that. Let's show that common message. We encourage absolutely for everyone to use the hashtag Champion Age Diversity. Use it on your social media, use it in your in any content that you're writing or sharing on the day before that day. Use it as much as possible. It's a way of easily raising awareness and spreading the message, and maybe just encouraging a question. Champion Age Diversity, what's that? What, does it affect me? Does it affect us? Is it a core value of our organisation? How do we make it a core value? How do we take steps to really understand and achieve the benefits of an age diverse workforce? So absolutely get involved in that. A few weeks ago, we did a top 10 of activities. And again, this was all developed from listening to everyone out there, to champion organisations and to areas of work that we do within the champion programme. Everything from, using the hashtag to using those, some of those, that digital media and some of the, posters and things. We also encourage, everyone's got access to, most people have access to things like, the phones where we can quickly take pictures and videos. So we absolutely encourage, people just to do, maybe a short selfie video, and even if it's just, celebrating June 11th or shouting out Champion Age Diversity, hashtag Champion Age Diversity. Share it across, with friends, with social media organisations. If you put that hashtag on, it means it can be identified along with everything else that's going on, which is great, to show your support and inclusion in that initiative, which is fantastic. So please do that. If you've already considered age as part of your inclusion agenda, fantastic, thank you. But maybe share a short article or blog or statement about what that is, maybe something you've done, something that your organisation is doing. Share that on social media, send it to us. You can email us. There's our email address. Share that with us, and we'll absolutely be delighted to, promote and to a wider audience, share that wider audience. If we can identify and instill good practice and policy and share that, show that it's benefiting organisations and employers and employees, that's where we can begin to invite organisations to adopt good practice. If it's good for attention, that same value, that same programme and activity, through our champion programme, we offer a situation where organisations can showcase job opportunities. We have an employability arm that tracks, thousands and thousands of people looking for a return to work with age-considerate employers. It's completely free. We're not a recruitment agency at all. We're we think we're a valuable conduit between organisations that are looking for the right skills, the right people for those roles, and we certainly have a fantastic bank of people that are continuing to come to the Age Diversity Forum to seek that support and guidance and help, and organisations showcasing their jobs with us in that environment absolutely get an immediate value jump in terms of their credibility, in terms of their reputation, in terms of their purpose, all those things I mentioned earlier about that not just economic sustainability, but really improving productivity and performance going forward. Because people look at organisations who showcase that consideration and that commitment to age diversity, immediately establish a bond. I guess it's relatively intangible, but we can absolutely make that a tangible aspect through that application process. So just another one of the very practical part of the provision suite within that whole champion program. So please, consider that. And if that's something you do already, let us know. We'd love to showcase that as part of the whole program. So we've got a top 10 of activities. Say write an article or blog, make a short video. We have one of the downloads in the resource part of that web page, some signs, and there's variations of just champion age diversity. We champion age diversity, and I champion age diversity, and we encourage people to. You can download those, print them off, just have a photo taken. We've got organisations where teams have had it, they printed it off, and held a big sign in front of them. We champion age diversity. Send that to us. We'd gladly share that, across all media channels. It's just a really easy way of demonstrating that commitment and creating that cohesive feeling within the organisation, within those groups, within those teams, but also being proud to showcase that. And so that's a great advertisement for the organisation. It's a great opportunity to reach out to individuals, to show that you're an organisation to do business with. It's great for the supply chain, by the way, as well, and the whole procurement and getting extended better value for money for services. If it's good, if those standards, if that that commitment, that consideration for age diversity is important to you, why not the people that you work with and partners that you work with extend that through that value chain, and there's better value money opportunities to get better standards of service, of commitment, extend the purpose, beyond your own organisation. And this is where we start to see a real ripple effect and social impact to individuals' well-being, to communities, to really positive impact beyond the moral compass, beyond the business, into the community environment. It's just what very easy interaction can have such a fantastic positive effect. And I say this challenge, but opportunity is certainly not one industry is immune to that challenge or industry. We work with partners in finance, in technology, in engineering, in hospitality, in communications, in transport. I can't think of an industry, in public sector, private sector, there's not one industry sector or public or private sector that's immune to the challenge or the opportunities that an age diversity consideration can give. And it's certainly not bound by geography either. We have within the Champion Age Diversity page, you'll also see links to register for our live event on the day, our main live event. We've got a fantastic live event happening at 1 o'clock British Standard Time. So that's around 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time in the US. And it's a bit later in Asia, but we encourage everyone to stay up or to, to look back into the digital devices at that time to hear Professor Andrew Scott, who with Linda Grattan wrote a book, The 100-Year Life. It was accredited with various awards and recommendations few years ago, but it's a real insight to how age is changing around the world. You know, the changing demographic for age has been described as a global megatrend. So we're really pleased to have Professor Andrew Scott speaking. So kindly arranged and organised by our champion partners Elsevier, under the umbrella Relics. And we've got Karen Hilton talking on the panel. We've got the keynote from Professor Andrew Scott, followed by a panel event. Karen Hilton, one of the senior execs in Amsterdam from Elsevier, is joining us on the panel together with myself and Ali Kazibi, Managing Director at Hansuki. Hansuki, another one of our champion partners, who have been so fantastic in facilitating the whole event for us. The whole team at Hansuki have, really got behind it. Put the shoulders behind the wheel of the whole Champion Age Diversity Day event. And just looking at the early registrations to that panel, just shows it's a completely international event with from all four corners, which is just fantastic to see, but absolutely confirms that the age agenda is people are recognising it more, and they're looking for ways and opportunities to achieve the benefits and values of that. And so humbling to see that they're identifying the Age Diversity Forum as a way to take those considerations forward. So just fantastic. I'll talk about the top 10. So number one of suggested activities and where we see and heard organisations activities for the day is probably most powerful, but also probably the easiest one to do. We just need to look inside each one of ourselves and think, okay, let's take that first step. And it's engaging with a work colleague. We've even got, I think I've got some here. And if you can engage with a work colleague within your same age group or a different generational age group, even better. But just start that conversation about how your experience, how their knowledge, how their know-how, how as well as the technical competence, how all of our softer attributes can be combined for a greater outlook on projects, on design. This is innovation. This is innovation in practice. So whether that's as we become familiar, on a Zoom call, or whether you're, as restrictions are easing in various places, you can have a coffee in the canteen or a coffee shop, or in whatever situation you're able to begin that conversation. Let's know a bit more about each other. Let's find out about our strengths. Let's find out about where we can support each other. This is an informal mentoring and reverse mentoring process. So let's start that. As I say, it's from everything we've heard and everything our work tells us, this is number one for Champion Age Diversity Day. So take that opportunity to have that conversation, engage with a work colleague. Let's see where that can take us. I recognise we're coming up to the half hour, so sorry it's just been me today. Next Friday, it's June 11th, it's Champion Age Diversity Day. Do what you can to recognise it, whether it's a selfie, whether it's using the champion hashtag, Champion Age Diversity hashtag, whether it's wearing a t-shirt or using some digital media, or whether it's engaging with a colleague. Please, get involved. We really appreciate that. And do register for the live event. It's going to run for around 90 minutes, so not taking too much time of the day. We recognise, we don't want to. We want it to be pretty consumable, and the fact that we've got someone of the ilk of Professor Andrew Scott, which is fantastic, and a pretty strong panel as well. All the details of that, you'll find through the links on the web page. Please join us, and one of our mantras actually under the Making a Noise campaign is join us on the journey. So I'll leave it on that note. On June 11th, join us on the journey. Thanks very much for now. See you soon.